Mick, Mick's all about Dogecoin. And guys, the first thing you'll notice is that I've lost my voice today. But I'm going to fight through that because so many of you are asking for a bit of an update on where we're at in the market. So we can just pretend it's a bit of a Doge filter. I guess the questions that are coming in about the stage of the cycle after something like Doge does this, understandable. Remember when we were joking about it, when it was, this doesn't even seem like a pump now, does it? When it was 1 cent here, when it had this, pump and then pull back, and this was our entry. We're talking about how social media and narratives can kind of carry coins, and it had a pretty big run up. And it's just gone ballistic. 50 cents on some exchanges and now back to 25 cents. So once again, Elon Musk doing his thing. But what does that mean for everything else and all other markets? So I'll give everyone just a little minute to tune in. I've got 400 already, which is awesome. Only 28 likes though. I think we can do better than that, can't we, guys? And I better just post in the group and let members know. And let me know what coins you want me to look at, if there's any. And I'm going to talk about the money flows of sort of what I think is on the cards for what happens next. All right, there we go. Hope you're all well. Hope you've all been enjoying the insanity. And it is getting that stage, isn't it? Where the only way you can really describe it is insanity. This morning I put out how I think XRP is possibly next. And that just plays on the same sort of narrative, doesn't it? I'm going to show you a slide in a second, some messages I've got from retail investors, friends and whatnot. Let's just call that Live Doge XRP. So this is a look behind the scenes of our new platform. For any of you that aren't signed up yet, this is where all the juicy alpha is. Okay. All right, we're back. 180 likes. That's awesome. That's better, guys. Thank you. Okay. So at the moment, this is the ETH BTC pair daily chart, and we have a look at that recent high we made on that first run up, and then this bounce. So we're in a 61.8, and we're also in a bit of a downtrend line from the top way back here. So there's a couple of areas I'll just say that just keep in mind that we're in an area of resistance for the ETH Bitcoin pair, which tends to be a good gauge of altcoins and that type of thing. So keep that in mind. The reason that I look, narratives are taking over. Litecoin's going ballistic at the moment. Weekly chart, it's now tagged the 78.6 of its all-time high. So we're at some levels of resistance. The reason I thought XRP had a good chance to pump was because Doge has had its turn. Investors say, what are the next cheap coins? And they think coins, coins under $1 or coins around $1 are cheaper than Bitcoin. You see it time and time again. And so here's a message I got, which is basically another kind of joke, ring the bell. So this is a message I got from a mate of mine who, a good mate. He knows I'm in Bitcoin. Every time I see him for 10 years, I've been talking to him about Bitcoin to buy it. And here we are just this morning thinking about opening a crypto account. How do I go about it? And then his brother sends me a message saying, this is what he's really sort of thinking as well. I want to buy Dogecoin. And if that doesn't just sum up where we're at in the market cycle, I don't know what does. So retail coming in, they, fundamentals, like I said this morning about XRP, retail investors don't care about fundamentals. They care about what's cheap. If they're rushing in to buy Doge is now collapsed. They kind of think, well, what else is cheap? They go over to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. They look down this list, and this is what happened in 2017, particularly when XRP was like 20 cents in the early days. Cardano has benefited from unit bias as well. And it's these coins with really high supplies that benefit from that unit bias. So that doesn't make them any cheaper. They're not more likely to go up than another coin. But they are more likely to fall hard after they pump so much, because it's just all been speculation versus good coins where I guess the fundamental value kind of kicks in at some point, or VC, venture capital, that's the sort of money that you want coming in after your coin, be that Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatnot. So just zooming in on Bitcoin, we can see since it's put in that top, it had that first bounce right up to the 61.8. Now, from the top to the bottom, it's at the 50% fib, and if you take that from the most recent bounce as well, that's the 61.8. We've also got a trend line here with plenty of touches. So this is a massive area of resistance now that we need to get over if we want to be bullish and think that the market's going to keep trending higher. And as I said before, that ETH Bitcoin pair tells me a lot about what might happen for altcoins. So unless Bitcoin can get over that level, and unless ETH Bitcoin pair can get over this level, once again, you'd think that the money might be coming out of the market. Now, what I will say is that in the past, when we have these market cycles, what the whales do is they sort of push the money and capital and trading, and they use the leverage into things like Doge or XRP or Litecoin, the cyclical coins. And the reason they do that is because it gets retail excited. And retail have now put in fresh money. And so even if none of retail buy Bitcoin, they're chasing all these alts, there's a lot of money that's come into crypto. And so then what the whales do, and I've done big write-ups about this in the past, is they'll take profits. And now the whales have doubled their amount of money. And they're the ones that rotate back into Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin might have been, let's say, running out of steam, or lost a bit of momentum, and so there's no more venture capital or Wall Street money going into Bitcoin. So how else can we get it to go up? Well, we take that money, smart investors, take their profits from alts and rotate back into BTC, and that's one thing that happens time and time again. So this is Bitcoin dominance. Again, apologies, I've lost my voice for those of you that have just joined. But I went to pick up Louis from daycare, which I don't normally do because I'm normally fairly busy. And sure enough, you go to daycare, you get sick. And so, look, this is a level that we're a pretty, a level of key interest. Here, is it one of our fibs? No, not really. Right in the middle. Anyway. So are we going to get a bounce here? Bitcoin dominance. Now, that means two things. Either Bitcoin powers higher and it starts to outperform alts, and that money gets sucked out of alts and goes into Bitcoin. Or we just see sort of market-wide profit taking, and Bitcoin will generally hold up better than all these alts that are going to be absolutely bleeding when all the money comes out of them. But the other reason that that's also good for whales is, well, A, they've just doubled their money and they're ready to go back into Bitcoin. But if there's no need to go back into Bitcoin and price is coming back, then they don't really care if there's a 10, 20, 30% pullback, because they get to buy more anyway. They've got double the money, and now they get to buy more at a discount. So that's the general outline of what I'm kind of seeing happening. I'd fully applaud all the members that have been in there saying that it really worries them when there's a lot of whatever influencers talking about these sky high price targets and all that. my sky high price targets for ETH were when I was pounding my chest when it was $80, and then when we got another chance to buy at $100, and now it's done 25x. The same for Bitcoin. I actually took money out from my super fund on that day. I know a lot of you remember $4, $5, $6, $7,000 Bitcoin, getting a nice average price there. And now we've done 10x. So it's not the time to be trying to predict wild prices up here. I think that, God, what's going on with the stock market? This is parabolic as well. Some of you might remember when we kind of had a bit of a joke about a bit of a cup and handle here, and how a target for that would be somewhere up here. And at the time, that seemed like absolutely impossible. And like, here we are. So these markets are just going parabolic when who would have thought that this could go accelerate anymore, but it's just gone more parabolic. It's probably a symptom of the dollar losing so much value. The dollar lost 30% more dollars were printed last year. So all else remaining equal, you could say, well, the stock market could go up 30%, and that's just really catching up to the money that's being printed. And through the cancel-on effect, we know that all that money goes into the pockets of the wealthy. They spend it. It flows down. By the time it gets to the average Joe, we're starting to see bigger inflation, particularly through food, commodities. Housing in Australia is just nuts. Finally, gold and silver look like they might be able to break out of this long-term pattern. I think, last week I was saying about how so many people have lost interest and saying that gold and silver almost can't go up high because crypto's killing it. So I know some very, very smart investors that will be taking profits from crypto and rotating back into silver, and they've done this time and time again. So, when there's blood in the streets, you've only got to make a few little subtle changes if you're a really good swing trader for those macro themes. But guys, I don't think I can do a long one here because my voice is so bad. But for those of you that were updating, asking for an update on my thoughts, that's where I think we are. I've given you some key levels to watch for Bitcoin, the ETH Bitcoin pair, alts in general. Altcoin index, mid caps, shitcoin index. My word, it doesn't get any crazier than parabolic than this. So, what more do you want? Binance Coin. I really think that if ETH can scale in the next few months, we're going to see a big shake-up in the capital allocations to, Polkadot, Cosmos, Binance Chain, Cardano. I'm really excited to see what happens there. I'm not sure if Doge is going to hold these levels at all. I'm not sure what Elon is going to do. Is he going to swoop in and buy all the Doge so he doesn't get sued for pumping it and then dumping it? But I hope you've made some money. I hope you followed all my rules and taken some profits. I don't think this is like the top for the market cycle at all. But hey, every other time we've made a new high, we've had a pretty decent throwback, haven't we? So that's kind of all we're looking for, and that would still just be normal before off to the races again. So let's have a look. Is there a key trend line that would give us a bounce if we have another sort of 20% pullback? Somewhere around the low 50s. But I'll wrap it up there, guys. I'm going to try and do a market update tomorrow, but it has been insanely busy behind the scenes. And those of you that are in our members group, you've been really lucky. You've got to see all the resources. I'm posting less at the moment because we've been so lucky in terms of training up our staff, and they're posting the stuff that I would normally be posting. So sneak peek, investors depositing to exchanges. This has started to go parabolic, like we see sort of near tops. Dormant circulation, mean coin age. I just love all this on-chain data. I can't wait to build more of it into our platform. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Have a good weekend, guys. I'll talk to you again soon.